Good afternoon, Team Evolve. Big welcome to our Wednesday in the Know with Peter No. My name is Peter No. I'll be your coach today. I'm going to be your business partner today. And today we're going to talk about really great topic. It's one of my favorite topics. And if you are here for the very first time, if you found this call on our schedule, if you've been invited by one of your team members, big kudos to you, because in the next hour, every single Wednesday,
Every day.
the reason why we call it In the Know is because we talk about things that we usually don't train about, that we don't train about on a weekly basis, but what we all need to know through experience. We bring on leaders on here, we share here. This is the call where you can truly just ask questions, okay? There is no right, there is no wrong, there is just learning, okay? So let me mute all again. So to start off this call, how is everybody liking the last couple of weeks topics? Okay, we talked about a lot of things. Okay, we talk about teamwork. We talk about why network marketing. Could you? Oh no. Could you? Why network marketing, and also what are the bullet points of what makes LifeWave so special? Okay, I've taken this quarter. Okay, so we're ending May now. So big kudos. Everybody survived May too, right? Okay, it's been a crazy world out there, but we're still here together. I've taken the second quarter, so April, May, and June, to really go into more in depth of leadership. Ooh, that's a touchy topic, right? Leadership, right? Today, we're going to do a lot of role play. I'm going to call on a lot of people today. I want everyone that watches this recording today on In the Know, and the topic is leadership. I want everyone to participate and give me your feedback. What does leadership mean to you? Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of bullet points on what you can look at, what you can use as reference. But to start off this call, because we're talking about the industry, right? Network marketing. Does everybody know that the network marketing industry, since inception, I don't even know how long ago, okay? We're talking about Amway. Anybody heard of Amway, right? Do you know, and Mr. Kimpire knows his answer, how many leaders this entire industry has produced in the last 60, 70 years? The reason why I come out with this question is I want everyone on this call today, go back to your job, go back to your career, go back to your school, go back to your communities, go back to your organizations, and really think about it. Really think about this question. Who is a leader? How do you identify a leader? And what are you leading? Who are you leading? And this is going to get really touchy subject because we're talking about the industry now, the network marketing industry. Do you know that you can create fake leaders? What's a fake leader?
Somebody just buys in.
What was that, Destiny?
Somebody just buys in.
Somebody who literally manipulates ranks, takes their own money to buy ranks. And then when you have a title, the title is the most scariest thing, because you can leverage your title to influence and impact others. And if you do that in network marketing, sooner or later, people are going to know. Sooner or later. But in the beginning, when they don't know, and this is not even about people. I'm even talking about companies that create fake leaders to create momentum. Has anybody heard of that before? Okay. The reason why I'm opening up the door to this topic is because we are focused on leaders. This year is the biggest leadership run because Team Evolve has developed over 130 SPDs, PDs, and EDs, senior presidential directors, and executive presidential directors. That means an organization of this size of over 100,000 brand partners are led by about 130 leaders that started from zero. And now, started from zero, and now, the entire industry now is changing. And not in a good way. Why? Has anybody, and this is the reason why it goes back to LifeWave. David Schmidt is literally paying us. He's rewarding us. He's compensating us to lead, to build leaders, to build relationship with leaders. That's why he only pays you 3 ways. That's why he only pays you 3 generations of overrides to keep you very, very close. And has anybody heard of the leadership pool? The leadership pool. That's because now David is even giving you more reward for leading more people, leading the leaders. That's the leadership pool. It's leading leaders, getting paid to lead leaders. Who here came here to this organization because of your health? Number one, your health. We all did. Everyone came to LifeWave and Team Evolve because of the technology of the X39 and all the technology that David is coming out with. But who here would love to get rewarded residually for identifying and developing leaders? Without leaders, you have no organization. Without leaders, you do not have leadership to lead organizations to where they need to go. Without leaders, you would not have the experience of doing the right thing or understanding what the wrong behavior is. Without leadership, you can spend many, many, many years doing things the wrong way when you could have learned it the right way from the right leaders. Or you can have wrong leaders teaching you the wrong thing, and then you can waste years and years also, which happened to myself for almost a decade, almost 10 years of my career, my network marketing career. The first thing is I was taught the wrong thing. And that's why every day when you see my training, every day when you hear me speak, I am not speaking of things I made up. I'm speaking from experience, because I do not ever, Peter will never, ever want you to go through what Peter did. You cannot handle it. You cannot go into debt building this business. That's leading the wrong way. You cannot quit your job doing network marketing. That's leading the wrong way. Does that make sense? Now, let's talk about the industry before I go into the leadership. Has anybody heard of social media influencers? Yes, they have a brand. A social media has a brand. They have a lot of responsibilities because they are leading society. They're not leading leaders. They're leading society, followers. And unfortunately, has anybody heard of network marketing companies that are doing affiliate programs? Has anybody heard of affiliate programs? That is almost the same language as social media influencers. Because now, today, there are many companies that are startup companies and old companies, especially the one I was with. Everyone is changing their compensation plan to wipe out all the leadership pools and start paying more upfront. It's called front loading to get customers. More customers than distributors. Is that a good thing or not a good thing? If you believe in the leadership role, it is not a good thing. And how do I know it's not a good thing? Because the entire industry, when LifeWave was at the Direct Sales Association, when Meredith was speaking, through the grapevine, I heard that every CEO in the industry, like literally the top 50, do not have any solution. They do not understand why LifeWave is growing so fast, because they're still talking about affiliate programs and AI. They want to replace the human touch, and they don't want to, the companies are not monetized. They're not rewarding their leaders to develop more leaders. They just want social media influencers to go out and just blast it out. And then by that time, we're going to have many problems. Can anybody guess what many problems are? Nobody is holding anyone's hand and showing the business the right way. When you have thousands of new people coming in and they are not trained, properly trained. Remember the first, second generation of our training. If you don't have uplines to help you, to support you, where do you think they're going to call for questions? Customer service. What do you think is going to happen to the customer service boggle down? And that's what happened to us almost 6 months or a year ago. You're going to get bad repercussions because now people are going to talk bad about your company because you are not supported. Are you guys seeing where I'm going with this? I'm talking to each one of us here because you are not it. We're talking about leadership. So I have to make sure that this call here is going to let you recognize what a leader is, who a leader is, and how do we lead truly the right way so we can make sure that when our organization grows into the next phase and the next phase, that we are all taking care of each other, leading each other. And we're going to make sure that LifeWave and David Schmidt is going to reward each one of us for what we have created. And I can tell you, while the whole industry is changing, guess who is not changing? LifeWave. LifeWave has not changed their compensation plan in the last 20 years. They've only upgraded it to the better. David has never taken away money from the field. He's added more money to the field, especially to the leaders. You have to earn it. So as you're going to go through the compensation plan, remember, network marketing is a self-development journey with a compensation plan wrapped around it. What does self-development mean? You're self-developing yourself to lead. Lead. And it does not start with 100 people. It doesn't start with 20,000 people. It only starts with you and then the next person, the next one of you that is like you, not worse than you, not lazier than you. Okay? It has to be someone like you or better than you. Why? Because if Karen, Lorraine, Diane, Donna, if everyone is bringing people that are better than them, then at least there will be no cancer or no breakage in the lineage. Does that make sense, everyone? If we all just strive to bring better people to the table, that means we're all going to become better. Better. We are not babysitting. We're not. This is not called dependent distributors. We're called independent distributors, right? We want to teach that. And unfortunately, in my first 10 years in my business, in my network marketing career, I was not taught leadership. I was taught how to buy products and move volume. Does everybody understand that? Okay, let's recognize that. Now, when these companies now are going to change their comp plans and they're eliminating and they're not paying the middle people, the people in the middle anymore, not the beginning, not the top people, but the people in the middle. What do you think is going to happen to these companies now? They're going to implode from underneath itself because you're literally not paying the brand new people. You're only paying the brand new people to get customers. And then you're going to only pay the highest rank because you need them to make a lot of money. So it shows the industry that these leaders, this company has a lot of high paid people, but there's only 5 out of 1 million of them that are high paid. And then all the middle people, the one that worked the hardest, are not getting rewarded for what they're getting paid to do. And I'm calling this out. If you're watching this video and you belong to that company, I'm teaching you how to recognize that, because the number one thing you cannot do is, and I say this all the time, you cannot waste your time with a company that is not going to reward you for your time, energy, and effort. We're here doing business. We're entrepreneurs. David recognizes that all the time. That's why he created this compensation plan. So now, let's talk about leadership. And I want each one of you to write this down. And then when you write this down, I want you to think about that. Are you all this 5? Are you these 5? Okay. Number 1, are you independent? Number 1, are you independent? Or are you dependent? Are you relying always on your upline? Or can you do things by yourself? Are you always relying on somebody else to send you information, or can you learn how to look for it for yourself after you've been shown what to do? Are you independent, or does everybody have to tell you what to do with your times or things, you know? Are you independent, okay? Number 2, are you a problem solver? Can you handle, like Donna and I, when she has a problem, she comes to me, I come to her, or whatever. Can we solve problems together? Can we talk to each other? Can we communicate? Or do we yell at each other or get pissed because we triggered each other, or we pushed a button and you get sensitive and then you get pissed and then you cry and then you quit? I've had that happen one time to me, okay? One time. No bueno, okay? This is a test question, everyone. This is really the test to really see what grit you got, right? This is, we're leading. So number 2 is right. Are you a problem solver? Number 3, Do you show up consistently? Or do I have to call Dr. Ray to show up? No. Do I have to call Lorraine to show up? No. Do I have to call David to show up? No. Do I have to call Donna to show up? No. Leaders know when to show up. They know where to be. They know priorities. They know how important it is, how valuable it is for time. They know if they want something, they go get it. Is that you? I know it is. It's you. So you show up consistently. Do you show up consistently when you feel like it or when you don't? That's why the gym analogy is so crazy. And I hate to say this, everyone. I get an F for the gym, the real gym, but I get an A+ for the network marketing gym. But the real gym, I failed. Okay. So I got to tweak that brain of mine differently too. But you know, are you showing up because you feel like it, or are you, this is a job. Think of it as a job. Think of it as David Schmidt is paying us for every single person that you identify and you develop. And the last, after I finish this, I'm going to give you this magic number and you're going to be blown away from where I learned it from. Number four, leaders have big visions. Do you have a big vision? And the vision don't have to be big right away. It can be small visions. What is a small vision? Oh, I'd like to have a team of 10 to start out with. Oh, I'd like to learn how to get on a Zoom. That's a small vision. I'd like to learn how to win the incentive trip to Punta Cana. That's a small vision. Or there's a big vision. When I joined network marketing in my previous company, I had a little yellow pill. But guess what? Today I have a little white patch. I mean, sorry, not yellow patch, a white patch. When I hold this in my hands, everyone, when I hold it, the one thing that comes into my mind is the billions and billions of people that are on medications. You don't need to be a genius to understand math. You don't need to be a genius to be a $1 billion brand. You have to have a solution for 1 billion people. How many people do you know that has stem cells and peptides? 7.8 billion people. Are you ever going to run out of people to talk to? Never. And again, after I finish this, I'm going to give you this magic number that will blow you away. Okay? So number 4, big visions. Last one, number 5, leaders create results. Leaders create results. So if Donna and I enrolled a brand new brand partner and we taught that person the schedule, the system, the comp plan, and that person followed exactly what to do, and that person enrolled the very first silver or gold. Did we create a result together, Donna? Yes, we did. Can we create results every day, Donna?
Yes, sir, we can.
And how does that make you feel when you start getting small wins every day, every day, every day?
It prepares me for when a bump in the road comes and I still feel confident.
So if you are, let's say you came here from a corporate job or maybe out of school, and you never were taught kind of stronger leadership, and you come to an organization like this where you can learn, rub shoulders, hang out, with successful entrepreneurs. But these entrepreneurs are now giving us their time to become professional network marketers. Do you know that there's a difference between being a leader or a manager or a supervisor in a corporate job than being a manager or a leader in a network marketing? Can anybody tell me the difference?
You have more freedom as a network marketer. At the same time, you have more relationship normally, not always. Those are a couple. And then also there's so much structure and lack of freedom in a corporate job that you have less choice. And I'm sure Kim has some things as well.
I like that answer. Kim, Mr. Kim, what's your answer?
It's pretty simple, Peter. The manager tell you what to do, the leader show it and do it with you.
There you go. And then Heather, what's your answer, Heather?
Well, in network marketing, you create more leaders. You want to create like people better than yourself, and you can have like multiple leaders. In the corporate world, it's like you have like one CEO, like one, boss, one supervisor. This, you can have multiples, and then the more leaders we help create, we make more money. Even if they lead better than us, then we even make more. So it's all about development.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Heather. Marcus, what's your answer? What's your answer for leadership?
Managers direct, leaders lead. In other words, one's volunteer. We're a volunteer army.
Thank you, Marcus. I was looking for that answer. So everyone,
Volunteer army.
This is the biggest difference in network marketing leading and in a job corporation style leading. In a job, when you have a title, are you getting paid by your job? And when you tell other people what to do, you're telling other people that are getting paid by that corporation what to do too. A network marketing leader cannot pay you. I am not your boss. But if I can influence you and impact you, inspire you to do an action without telling you what to do, because we're not getting paid, both of us are not getting paid by a job, that is called power, influence. What kind of a power would you like? Would you like a corporate power job where you just tell people what to do because you get paid to do it? Or one day, would you love to have influential power where you can influence people because of who Heather is, who Marcus is, who Donna is, who Mr. Kim is? Did you all get the difference? When you can move people without money, that is the biggest influence of all. Think about it. Dr. Ray, what would you like to add to that?
Peter, this is such a juicy conversation. In the corporate world, the people lead more so by persuasion, and there's a small percentage that do lead by persuasion. But let's just use the word persuasion. And persuasion is bringing people to your point of view by what you say or do, and that's typically is what occurs in the corporate world. However, in network marketing, is almost like 99% the same words, but is one difference. Is bringing people to your point of view by who you are, which is influence. So it's influence versus persuasion. In the corporate world, that's what they preach, that's what they teach, bringing people to your point of view by what you say or do, and your title gives you that green light to bring people to your point of view by what you say or do. Corporate world does not teach and preach bringing people to your point of view by who you are. That's the distinction with network marketing.
I love that. And now, Dr. Ray, now that you're in network marketing now, don't you have to earn that respect or influence now?
Absolutely.
But in the a boss can make you a title, and then people have to respect you because of your title. But over here, you can't. You have to earn it, everyone. Yeah. That's why it's such an equal playing field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ray. That was a great,
bet.
that was a
You
great
bet.
answer. Now, what would you like to add to that, Ngao?
So I'll add 23 years of experience in corporate world and 3 years as a full-time entrepreneur. Mindset.
Yes.
The first thing is your mindset has shifted as a person who's in network marketing. You got to get the right mindset in place to be able to have the system building mindset. I came from corporate world. I didn't have a system building mindset, and with Kim for 3 years. And the structure you need in the network marketing, you have to have that right mindset first, foremost, right? You have to know what your why is. Like, you're here to do something, to create something different for yourself. You're not stuck in a corporate world where you're comfortable with a salary and you're unhappy. In corporate, you're driven by yourself to say, hey, I want something bigger than what I was given in the corporate world. So I'm driven to do whatever it takes to make it happen in the network marketing world. So that to me is the most important. It's like your mindset. And then you start building yourself, self-motivation, leadership, taking classes and going to events. So there's just really a different framework in corporate versus being a network marketing, being your own business.
Ngao, how are you liking the challenge from coming from a corporate world to this world? How do you see the challenges?
It's not as easy as people think it is, right? It's really hard being an entrepreneur, but I work harder than I've ever worked in the corporate. I was an auditor for one of the big four CPA firm. I was a controller for multiple companies. I mean, and I work hard, but I've never worked so hard now for myself, but I know I'm working for myself. Where I would work crazy hours, 5 a.m. in the morning, meeting with Kim and all that sort of stuff. But I have a purpose and a drive where I want to succeed. So to me, it's not work. It's like I merge my life and my work together as one. But definitely the mindset is constantly self-improvement. You got to improve yourself. Because if you don't do that, you're going to fall off the bandwagon and you're not going to stay focused. Okay.
Thank you so much. And you hit right on the money, Ngao. Mindset. The mindset. Because a job or a corporate job might not challenge your mindset. And over here, the mindset is going to set you apart, because the mindset is going to see who can lead. It's a mindset. It's a strength of the mind. Thank you, Ngao. Beanie, what would you like to add with this one?
Hey, that was great. What everyone said, I agree with everything. And just coming in after what she just said, a big distinction is that the competition is not there in the same way, because there's a fear in corporate that you could be replaced, or somebody's gonna, take over, or you're being evaluated. And in this kind of atmosphere, it's support, because it's a win-win. You're not trying to get, above that person to get their job title. Everybody's looking to support each other, because like what was said before, the more everybody succeeds, the better it is for the whole team, even if they surpass their leader. And so that takes a lot of pressure off and gives into the heart set, which is where we're all coming from, because you feel more connected to your team when there's not that competitive edge.
I love that you brought that up, Beanie, because in network marketing, you have to work together. You have to actually develop others for you to even become bigger in the leadership. This is not a kill, eat, kill environment. And once you come into this environment and you can understand that concept, that is what opens up your heart. It opens up your mind. You can be vulnerable here. Does that make sense, everyone? Because you can be you. You're not controlled. And I think people get that misconception when they come into network marketing. They think they have to be someone else. No. When you come to network marketing, you're coming in as a blank sheet of paper. It's a brand new start for you. You can draw your whole timeline. You can draw your whole journey out. And it all depends on people. So to be able to connect with people and move people, you have to have the right mindset. You have to learn leadership. And that is what this whole program is, everyone. Are you all with me on this? We get it, right? This is a very touchy subject, but it's very deep. Mr. Kim, what would you like to add to that? And then Donna.
All right, just a small pivot on the fifth one. We can bring results for the people, but if you bring results for someone, you're just giving them a fish for the day. But if you master the assignment process, in other words, you do it with them, let's say you do it with them 3 times, and then you let them do it 3 times with you along the side, and then you let them take over and run. So you got to know how to hold and how to fold. So at the end of the day, when you learn to become a master of assignments, is the time that you're starting to teach them how to fish for a lifetime. And this is where you start to develop a new leader. You know, one thing we teach is that title don't pay. There's only 2 titles in the field. You only have a trainer and a training. A title, I guess, is an achievement, but at the end of the day, you know, if there's no duplication, in other words, if a person has to constantly come to you and leverage you all the time, then you failed. There's no other answer. You failed. So I think it's master the assignment, that you need to learn how to assign and how to adjust the difficulty level of the assignment each time. Because if a person didn't complete the assignment, then you got to lessen the assignment until you can raise the bar until they can complete the assignment. So
what Mr. Kim is saying, you have to teach people how to fish. You can't give them the fish. And the only way to do that is you have to do it through structure, and you have to do it through systems. And that's why affiliated programs and social media influencers do not get that kind of training. They don't get that kind of concept. Their job is literally just to make videos and spread out the word as much as possible and get people to call them and order. But sometimes things get lost in that transaction, which is really the human touch. And that's why I really don't believe that AI can take over network marketing, because we will lose the human touch. People want to hear Nicole's voice. They want to hear Marcus's voice. They want to hear Beamy's voice. Now, AI can take over a lot of things, but it cannot take over the human touch. Always remember that, okay? I'm going to live by that rule forever. Donna and then Marcus. Donna, what would you like to add?
I think that the way our structure is it weeds out the I in your equation, because when you see how we're all connected, when you see the first generation, second generation, third generation, all the way to the 100th generation, and you really, really see it, you know that your actions support and help other people. And so it's interesting, you weed out people that don't want to lead by showing them how they're adding on or not adding on to the tree matters to everybody. You weed them out quickly, because most people are only concerned with their little team. I have my managers, or I have my people that I'm adding, and that's all I'm doing. And then when you comment and you lead, and you're like, well, this is actually how it works. Let me show you how it works, like really how it works. And they're like, oh, well, I just want to do this. And then you realize, okay, they have a vision for them, but they don't have a vision for the globe. And I'm not saying you can't have a vision for you, because we all start where we are. But when you catch the vision that's beyond you, and it's for the whole planet, it just gives you a whole different perspective. And the other thing is, I like this versus corporate, because I like old people, okay? I'm over 60 now, so I'm probably in that category anyway. I get the, 55 and over thing. I mean, like, and I like working with older people who are slow on the computer. I meet somebody that's older, and they don't know much about technology. I'm like, hey, I'm with you for the next 90 days. I'm here to help you every step of the way. So they feel comfort. They feel like, oh, okay, versus they've got to run to catch up, because you get run over by people that, well, okay, you got this much time to learn it and then I'm out. But older people, we got people SPDs up in their 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because we have patience with one another, and a corporation would fire somebody like that because they can't keep up with the latest tech. And so, you don't know that until you're over 60. You have a whole different perspective of all the changes that take place in life and how it's helpful to walk with someone in their journey. So I appreciate it for all those reasons, but mostly because you see who's all in. And then sometimes it takes them a year to become really all in, but they see that you're all in because you're saying, hey, look, you have this many points left before you cycle this weekend. Did you know that? Did you know that three doors down, you have this other person ready to cycle if you just do X, Y, Z? And they're like, oh, I didn't know. And then all of a sudden they go, ding, ding, ding. Oh, we're all connected. So anyway, that's my participation.
And Donna, it's actually something magical when you see, I don't call them seniors, I call them seasoned. Seasoned. So there's something magical when you see seniors like learn something new. When was the last time my grandmother, grandfather, or somebody learned and got excited about something new? When was the last time anybody saw that? Never. Never. Why? Because they don't have energy. So what if you patch this person? What if Nicole patches this person, and then this person all of a sudden was on a cane and a walker, right, Donna? And then 2 days later, Nicole, this person's not walking a walker no more. How does that make you feel? Awesome. You fulfilled. You are fulfilled. You did some magic, and you didn't even know how you did it. But then how do you think that senior would feel? All of a sudden, in their mind, they're having a new lease on life.
Right.
And that's why, Donna, when I see the Carol McDonald's, all our 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, 95-year-olds, I just had lunch with 95 Vietnamese, my Vietnamese friend, 95 years old. And he was on a walker and it's gone. So those are the things, these are the things I'm talking about, everyone. This is why we need leadership, because we have to lead every generation, every person, from Marcy down all the way to the brand new person that is joining us today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year.
And
Peter,
the other thing is, when you help someone of that caliber, that especially that generation, because of the whole different mindset and because their influence was a different mindset. I mean, when you're still involved in the war and things of that nature.
Yes.
It's amazing when you love them, what access you get to their community, because you proved you loved them in their hard times, and they'll release you to their community who is having a hard time to help them.
Remember last week I talked about treasures, relationship. Who do you think has more treasures? An 18-year-old or an 81-year-old? An 81-year-old, for sure, okay? But an 81-year-old don't have the energy of an 18-year-old. So what is the only industry where an 81-year-old can recruit an 18-year-old and then give that 18-year-old all the network marketing from an 81-year-old below him? So then that 18-year-old one day could be financially free. Did you all just get what I just said? That is huge. But you can only do that if you have a caring, compassionate, true leadership team that truly cares about helping that 81-year-old. Because in any other company, sometimes they're obsolete. They get no voice. But over here, they get a lot of voice, right? So, Marcus, what would you like to add to this?
I'm trying.
Marcus.
There we
yeah,
go.
there
I
you
was
go.
trying to get it to. I call it your internal culture.
Mm,
We have a chance to look at those subconscious beliefs, patterns. Some of them are ingrained in us, like that compliant attitude that's trained in school to become a corporate worker. Get a chance to do that when it quits being about my money, but about the vision and the mission and the purpose. And if you, as a leader, create the culture of this is fun, exciting, you get to be a part of something that's changing the world. When you create that kind of essence in the way you walk and talk and present yourself to your team, because it's truly what you have in your heart, you create a natural vacuum for them to be drawn into. And so for a lot of people, stepping back and looking at those subconscious fears that hold you back, maybe you've had a few challenges, maybe you've been knocked down a few. And if you want inspiration, my oldest brand partner, who's had her other business since 1957, who loves this business, is 93 and is a go-getter. And you know, it's funny. Thank you, Donna, because we're very active in Honor Flight and a lot of nonprofits these days. And we spend a lot of time with 100-year-olds and they're still go-getters. So, you know what? This is a place for us to be a foundation of changing the culture of our world and actually impacting people at a deeper, more spiritual level by conducting ourselves accordingly. Thank you, Peter.
Mark. Thank you. And Marcus has a lot of experience. He's been around the block, so he's met a lot of people in his lifetime. Ding, ding, ding. I want everyone to visualize this before I go to Corinne and Mr. Kim. Who here went to high school? We all did. Who here went to college? Some of us did, and most of us did. Remember when you were a freshman in high school? Remember how scared you were because you came from junior high to a brand new school. Now you got 6 units or 6 classes, and now you're meeting a bunch of new people that is like triple, quadruple the audience, right? That you can meet as friends. Every year when you graduated from a freshman, when you went to freshman, sophomore, did you feel more confident as a sophomore than you were as a freshman? Yeah. Why? Because you made more friends. Then when you were a cool kid and a sophomore and people got to know you because you're just a cool kid and now you went to junior, were you more confident as a junior? Yes. Because now you made more friends because you led all the freshmen and the sophomores. Because you're a junior. And then all of a sudden you're a senior now, a senior in high school. Who remembers their senior year? I do. I was voted most gullible. Because every girl that says something, I believed it. Hey, that was a joke, but that was good. But I was voted more gullible. But as a senior, didn't you feel so good because you were respected? You're the cool kid on the block. Again, when you played athletes, you played music in a band, you did everything, but you enjoyed it. And you knew that was your last year in high school. And then guess what? College comes. Now you're a freshman. Now you're back to zero. All your friends went to different schools. All your friends just scattered around. So you have to rebuild yourself again in college. But now the game is higher. I want you to take this and think about the LifeWave compensation plan as your high school and college journey. Who here is a manager? Raise your hand. Awesome. Welcome to your freshman year. Who here is a director? Raise your hand. Awesome. Welcome to your sophomore year. Freshman year, sophomore year. Who's here a senior director? There you go. Welcome. You're a junior. Who here is an executive director? Welcome. You graduated. Presidential director, senior presidential director, that is college. That is college. You've graduated. You're leading your school. You have your degree now. You're going to get paid forever and ever and ever for every student, every person that you identify and develop and mentor. You're a teacher. We're a high-paid teacher. We teach. Did everybody get that? There is no time frame. And this is what I love about network marketing. There is no time frame. You are going to get rewarded for the value you bring to society. Society is going to tell you how much you're worth. Not me, not David, not your upline, your entire downline, your entire organization is going to dictate how much you are worth, the value. How cool is that? There's no ceiling. There's no cap. Corrine, what would you like to add to that?
I just wanted to add that I have an 85-year-old on my team, and she had like really, miraculous results. And her life prior to that was very debilitated, very limited. And with her results, she got so excited that she shares constantly. Every day she's calling somebody. Every week she's at least one person. She does your 3-3-3. She in fact maybe she does 5-5-5. And to all the team and to many other people, she's like our poster child. And so it's like limited this. So we just really enjoy her. She's a big addition to my team, our team. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, Corrine, for sharing. And, I've watched you grow too, Corrine. You show up all this time. You are literally a leader. 5 out of 5. Who here can check off 5 out of 5 boxes? You're a leader. Go for it. 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5. You know what to work on. It's on you, right? We have all the time in the world. But for some people, we don't have all the time in the world because life is getting in the way. There's life going on, right? Mr. Kim, what would you like to add? And then we're going to close this call up.
It's not a whole lot. It's something you said that really got me in tears today. First of all, I want to give kudos to our team. We have 38 people on this call right now.
Wow.
And then one thing that you said is getting people off the cane or the walker. So I know there was a lot of people on our team that was trying to reach this person on. She's 74.
Yeah.
And she had a hip surgery about 13 months ago because she fell on her hip and hurt herself. She could not get rid of the cane for the longest time on the patches for 41 days. We've only been here like 45, but she was on it for 41 and she let the cane go. And to me, when you said that earlier, that's like, it kind of really struck in my heart. And then we have another gentleman here. His name is Jim, who is, don't let me butcher your age, Jim, but he's in the 70s also, okay? And had an ankle pain that's probably since the day he was born. He always claims that he was born with his ankle pain, okay?
Wow.
He did the X39 by itself, and the X39 got it from an 8 to a 2. But listening to the podcast, listening to you, Marcy, Vaughn, April Vaughn, and all those people talking about the 39 and the 49. So he got his 49, I think it's 5 days ago or 6 days ago. And the pain went away just by the combination of those two patches. And this is the only company out of any health and wellness company. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of them, but to let the cat out of the bag, I did market Melaleuca for quite some time and still receive residuals today. But the thing is, the difference is two things. One, the results is not comparable. Our team right now, the only people who don't have testimonies are people who just placed their orders, meaning they just got their silver or their gold package. But for me, what resonated the most is when you listen to these doctors, and I'm sure there's a lot of medical professionals here, but I like to focus on the doctor because it takes a 10-year internship before you even go out and practice, right? So when you have a 10-year internship, but yet you're willing to jeopardize your license, to put your license on the line and practice with the patches as a solution for your clients, if someone doesn't know anything about medical industry, they should realize that that should speak volume on its own. Now, I can tell you this, I can't name one doctor in Melaleuca that will practice with their products on the line in any other wellness company, period. Okay, without going out to butcher any company name, right?
Wow.
But here, it's not one. You can't even count them. If you want to have a channel, Peter, I think we'd be here for a whole year listening to doctors after doctors after doctors after doctors. And that's amazing as a company. Yeah.
That is a great idea, Mr. Kim. Thank you for sharing that. And it literally, it is so true. And if you were to go, once you see at the convention, Mr. Kim, I want everyone to see, when you see these people walk on stage, we have the most seniors and we have the most medical professionals and athletes. And now, because of Dr. Stacy's son, Trey, we have one of the youngest PDs, presidential directors, at 19 years old. 19 years old. This company is going to revolutionize. Go ahead, Mr. Kim. Add this one.
I didn't tell you this yet. I didn't tell you this, Peter. But I think it was Tuesday last week, not this week. So I went to call the Department of Defense, being a former Navy SEAL, because I do remember something they made us wear when we were through Desert Storm. They required us to wear these things. I don't know if the patch looks the same 20 years ago, but whatever they told us to wear, I never really asked like what company it was from or what was the nature of everything, right? So after speaking to the chief, I think it was a chief operations medical officer, some long, I'll keep it professional, just a long title. But it was confirmed that the patch came from Lifeway. And to me, I'm going to tell you that speaks a lot. I mean, because of being a former Navy SEAL from the SEAL Team 2, knowing why we were wearing it now. I mean, think about it. This is 20 years later, you're understanding why you're wearing it, right? And I never thought that they would actually have something like that in public, right? But to know that the patch has been around, exposed to the public the whole time, right? Whether it was the energy patch or whether it was an X39 patch, the fact of the matter is that it's out there, and I didn't share that with you, and I apologize, but we've been a little busy.
I think that is a great way, good one to close this call up. And I have one more thing to share, but thank you, Mr. Kim, for verifying that. And on top of that, I'm going to add to it. When you go to a convention and when you go to a leadership retreat, when you can still meet the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 original distributors that started with David 20 years ago. That speaks volume. That shows how loyal, how committed that David is to the people that have helped them through the growth of LifeWave. This is huge. You cannot even make stories up like this because there is no other network marketing company that is doing what we are doing in the entire industry. So I'm going to leave you with this now. Are you ready, everyone? Okay. And this is, I got this from Eric Worre. Everybody knows who Eric Worre is. Network marketing educator. Okay. Influencer of network marketing. He asked this question: how many leaders is the average leaders in your organization to be a 7-figure earner? So the question is, if you were a 7-figure earner, if you're earning more than $1 million a year in network marketing, everyone, which I know everybody here will be that, because you're going to have 2 legs that will cycle out the volume one day. It's just pure volume, okay? How many leaders does a $1 million earner have in his entire organization? When I say a leader, I'm talking about leaders, top earning leaders. How many, whether they personally enroll them or whether it's just in their lineage, in their teams? How many do you think the average is, everyone? You can tell me, you can unmute, you can write it down.
10.
10.
50.
How many?
50.
Say 20.
20.
6.
6. So wait, I'm going to rephrase that question again. So if Donna was a $1 million earner, she will only have 6 leaders in her organization for her to earn $1 million? Wow.
Leaders. They're going to have leaders. Does that count their leaders?
Everyone's leaders, not their personals, but
100.
everyone.
The whole thing. Okay. Never that.
The whole
100.
thing. For you to earn $100,000 a month or $1 million, it's actually $83,333 for times 12 is $1 million. I know the math. Okay. So if for you to make $1 million, 7 figures a year, how many leaders would you have to have underneath your organization?
100.
Personally enrolled?
124.
100.
120. Okay. I'll stop the bleeding right now. Donna Reiner was right. 20. 20. 20.
20.
20.
So that's 10 on each line.
It wasn't compared to a binary or a unilevel. The generic question is just how many leaders does a 7-figure earner have in his organization? 20 average. Now, this is going to come to you now, to you. What do we teach here? Find, identify, and develop. Identify and develop. So if I identified Donna and I developed her as a leader, 1, and then Donna and I do what? Donna, we go identify and develop another one. And then you, me, and the other one develop another one. And then I go find another one and develop, and then another one develop. By the time we get to 20, you should be a 7-figure earner here. But guess what? It's true. Because April Vaughn, who here has met April Vaughn? When she came here, guess what happened? She brought 2 leaders, Dr. Stacy and Charity. And then those 2 leaders brought in their leaders. By the time there was 20 SPDs or 20 PDs or 20 EDs underneath April Vaughn's left and right leg, she maxed out the comp plan in about a year and a half. And maxing out the comp plan is $100,000 a month times 12 is $1.2 million. She makes more than double that today. Double that. April Vaughn. Sorry, April, I just called you out a little bit, but I had to use you, okay? So
And it was beautiful provision for her without going into details. People can find that if they search. It was great.
Go search
That
what
was
you get paid as a senior presidential director, right, Donna?
a beautiful provision. It was so amazing. You couldn't even believe.
I want each one of you now, after this call, whoever is watching this Zoom, you are only a millionaire away from identifying and developing one. Just one. Over here, how many, Donna, do you need to maximize the comp plan? 2.
Sorry.
2. So what am I trying to tell you all, everyone here today? Whatever we train, whatever we support, every week when you come to this call, Marcy's call, Stacy's call, anybody podcast, anything you do here, every time when Karen invites someone, Linda invites someone, Michael invites someone, Karina, every time when you invite someone on a podcast, you have the lottery, you have the opportunity to identify and develop that one leader. You don't know who it is. It could be a Dr. Ray, could be a Diane, could be a Mr. Kim. You don't know. Does that make sense? But at least you have the pathway. The name of the game is, do you know your pathway? You do. Trust me, you do. And if you don't know, you better call me or watch all these videos again and over and over and over and over. So I can't believe it's 1:36. I mean, I kind of get into the weeds a little bit, but these calls are so important to me. Okay, everyone, I really get to share what I believe we need to know as a brand new manager all the way down to an SPD. And I love the fact, I'm going to leave with this. I love the fact that our manager here, our brand new person here, knows much more than a lot of my friends in other companies. And Mr. Kim, I'm not calling out any names in the company, okay? But I know a lot, our managers here are way more experienced in behaviors, in systems, in comp plans, in peaking, in podcast, in everything, and especially in peptides and stem cells and technology and phototherapy than anybody, 99.9% of the industry out there. So I salute you. I congratulate you. And all I want to see now every day is I want you to develop managers to directors, to senior directors, all the way to the leadership program. Because if you find 2 like you and they do that by now, you have the list of who you need to look for. These are the top 5 things that I will interview people with. Okay, write this down and ask the person that you are, Dr. Ray, whoever you're talking to, give them these 5. Karen, whoever you're talking to, give them these 5. And then once you do that, you found someone like you or better than you. And then you plug them in and you're good.
Will you close with the 5? Just end with those 5 one more time.
I will end with those 5 right now. Write it down. Number 1, a leader is independent. Independent. Number 2, a leader is a problem solver. Problem solver. Number 3, a leader shows up consistently. Number 4, a leader has big dreams, big visions. And number 5, a leader creates results. Okay, and on top of that, add in your why: health, time, and freedom. And then on top of that, add in your daily method of operation, and boom, 333, baby. We're on our way. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining me. Us always. I think Donna, we're hitting like record, in the know numbers now. We're getting up to 185. Linda, I know that was big, right? I just want to thank each one of you. Mr. Kim, thank you for bringing your teams here. I mean, this is huge. We just have to bring each other value. And again, we're done with May. Next week is our last week. June is the 6th month, everyone. We're going into the end of the second quarter. Are you still with me in the gym? Are you identifying and developing, right? Make sure by July, August, September, okay? That is the last quarter, everyone. We got to make this count. And then we're going to party our butts off at convention. And last thing is whoever's going to Florida, to all my Florida East Coast team, reach out to me. We're going to pack up Margaritaville. That is going to be the leadership retreat of all leadership retreats for Team Evolve. That is going to be a pre-party, everyone. Okay, that's the July 20th event in Orlando, Florida. Make sure you get there. It's plenty of time. From that point on, we still have another 60 days to run, okay? From July, August, September, and then that's it. October is going to be the magic of all magic months, okay? So, love you all. Did you learn anything today? Good. Okay.
Peter, we
Love
need
you
to
all.
sell out the event.
Amazing.
I'll see you tonight with Marcy. She's going to be on tonight. So,
Thank
bye,
you,
everybody.
Peter.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
Bye. Love you.
Thank